Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am trying to sit outside and enjoy the beautiful creation that God has allowed us to impart and take part of. How's everybody? My name is Lady Gem, and welcome to Diaries of a Pastor's Wife. I'm excited to be here today. Today, we are going to talk about taking your power back. And I had to really understand because I am extremely, extremely, extremely quick to respond and to things that annoy me and upset me. And I would just keep praying and praying, God, please help me, take away this anger and all this. But I really just came to the understanding that when I am reacting and I'm getting angry because of maybe what somebody else does or what I think they should be able to do better or how they responded to me. And then my anger is like it goes from 0 to like 5,000. Um, but I didn't realize that my response and how I am acting is actually giving that person or giving that thing my power. Um, and I relinquish it willingly. And I'm like, why do I continually do this to myself? And I really didn't understand that I'm giving my power over to somebody or something. Um, and it's not that that person is doing something to me, it's not like they're physically touching me or anything. But if they say something and I don't like the tone or, they come at me in a certain way, then I'm quick to react. And that is not me having control over me. That is me relinquishing that control to somebody else. And I really had to take a look at myself, and I'm like, come on, you're going to have to get yourself together. Um, and I think that it's important for us to realize that we are maybe seen in a certain light in a certain way, and how we react to things is very stereotypical. And I don't want to be a stereotype. I want to be able to improve. And I'm always looking at how can I become a better person? I don't want to stay this way. And the only person that I have control over is me. I can't control anybody else. I can't control how somebody speaks to me, but I can control how I respond and how I internalize those things. And I have for so long internalized those things and became angry and became hurt. And I didn't understand that fear has a lot to do with how my reactions are, because I think fear and maybe being hurt um, it was just me internally reacting to how I'm feeling. And how I'm feeling is not always angry, but that's how it comes out. And I think it's like a defense mechanism. And I really have to, a work in progress. I have to realize that I only can control me, how I respond. And when I respond in anger, that is a detriment to myself. And I know that there are a lot of times that we feel like when we respond in anger, that thing, it feels good because I just let loose and I allow my emotions to take over. And at the moment, it's fine. Not really, but we think, oh, yeah, it's fine because I just let loose. I let them know how I was thinking and how I felt and blah, 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 blah. But there are times you do more damage in responding that way rather than just taking a moment to process what was said and trying to understand the intent behind how somebody is communicating with you. And I don't think that a lot of the times it's that the person means any harm. They may not know how to communicate in a way that really shows or gives the intent behind what they're saying. So, me receiving it, I can receive it wrong. Um, and I receive it maybe because of how I have been hurt in the past or how somebody has maybe intentionally hurt me. I take that baggage and I carry it with me into every relationship that I have. And that is not fair to the person who I am newly communicating with. So you take your baggage and you carry that into each relationship and you unpack it. And this other person is not understanding, or they don't know what's all in that suitcase that you have packed up. And when somebody triggers you and they don't know what your triggers are, you take and you unpack all of that hurt, all of that pain, all that emotion, and that person doesn't understand your reaction. And if you don't take the time to unpack what's in that bag, you don't always understand why your emotions or your reactions are the way that they are. Um, we are complicated beings, and I think we need to uncomplicate. And the Bible is so packed with understanding on how it is to be childlike, because a child is not carrying all of that baggage, and they're so quick to forgive and to love, um, regardless of what has transpired. A child is not holding on to all that baggage and that luggage, and to be childlike, it's like they renew every day, and they're not holding on to all of this stuff that we as adults are holding on to. And I look at my grandkids, I look at, like, even when my kids were younger, they were not holding on to everything. It's just like a new day. Hey, mommy, how are you? It's not like me, because, like, if I get into an argument with my husband, like, the next morning, you better believe I'm looking at him sideways, like, oh, no, you didn't. And the Bible is saying that we are not supposed to lay down being angry. Um, and I don't think a lot of us live by that. We're like, oh no, I'm holding on to this. I'm going to be angry. And to be angry and sin not. Those are the things that I am trying to unpack, and I'm really trying to learn um, how to do that. And I feel like there are so many times that we can read the scriptures, we read the word, but we don't really know or understand how to apply it and live by it. And this is the journey that I am on. I am just trying to become better. Um, it's not easy, and it's not easy to hear from other people how they see you and how they perceive you. Um, when maybe your intent may not be to be overly emotional or quick to be angry. But there's so many things that I need to work on. It's a very long list for myself, but I really need to work on those things and work on those items. So I just really wanted to get on here and to talk, kind of give like my own little confessional on the things that I'm working on, trying to become better. And I need to take my power back. I am always relinquishing when I become angry. I'm relinquishing my power to somebody or something else when that is not the right thing to do. I need to take my power back. We all do. And we need to look at controlling our emotions, controlling the words that come out of our mouths, and really working on yourself. Stop looking at somebody else. You can't fix or change anybody else. The only person that you can fix or change is yourself. Um, and if we are able to focus on those things, I think we are going to become so much better. we are going to be able to really open ourselves up, open up our relationships, and be able to heal and to fix so many things. So that is what I wanted to talk about today. Um, and my journey. So I'm just going to continue to work on those things and work on those items. Um, and I'm praying that I can become better and realize that me expressing in anger um, is not having control over my power and who I am. And I think that it's going to really open up who I can become. And if I can become a better person, and live as God is has instructed, I think that anything is possible. So let's go on this journey together about taking our power back. I think this is something that we can continue to talk about. I know I can continue to talk about it. So let's see where it takes us. Let's shut our mouths. Let's process and let's think and let's pray and ask God for wisdom before we respond to things. Um, and I think that this journey will be a beautiful journey because you're able to see yourself in a different light. You have more control over yourself. Um, and I'm excited to see where this may lead. That if I can shut this mouth and learn to control myself, where this leads. And I think it will open up my communication with God, that I can become closer to Him, because it'll be me asking Him to word my mouth rather than me wording my mouth and causing more damage. So I pray that you guys can find some type of inspiration, that we can work together and be able to become better and take our power back and not focus on other people, but focus on ourselves and the work that needs to be done. So, you guys, look at that luggage that you have packed, that suitcase you have packed, and start unpacking and see what's in there and work on those things, because I'm sure there's a whole bunch of hurt, there's a whole bunch of things that you have not dealt with. And these are things that we need to deal with to become better. All right, I'm so glad you guys have joined me for this little moment of me being able to really look at myself. And let's go on this journey together. All right, you guys, have a great rest of the day, and I pray you become better. All right, see ya. That was bad.
Diaries of a Pack